Some guns rise through the ranks not because of advertising or nostalgia, but because they simply perform, day after day, round after round. In 2025, concealed carry has become more advanced, more refined, and far more competitive than it was just a few short years ago. Gun owners today are demanding more from their carry pistols: higher capacity without bulk, smoother recoil in compact frames, and factory support for red dot optics. Reliability is non-negotiable. Comfort matters more than ever, and features once reserved for full-size handguns are now expected in smaller platforms. In this list, you'll find crowd favorites, a few unexpected underdogs, and at least one pistol that costs more than your first car, but has somehow earned a place on real belts, in real holsters. And the number one spot? Let's just say it rewrote the rules entirely. There's small, and then there's Ruger LCP Max Small. This pistol doesn't just vanish under a t-shirt, it practically folds into thin air. Chambered in 380 ACP and weighing only 10.6 ounces, it offers a full 10+1 capacity in a frame just over 5 inches long. That's more rounds than some single-stack 9mm pistols twice its size. What earns this pistol a place on the list isn't just its concealability, though it's hard to beat in that category. The real surprise is how much firepower it packs in such a compact shell without turning into a total handful. The trigger is smooth enough for a microgun, the slide is easy to rack, and the recoil, while snappy, stays manageable with proper grip. This is not a duty gun. It's not going to win any steel challenge matches. But for ankle carry, deep concealment, or as a backup that's actually pleasant to carry, the LCP Max punches way above its weight. It's also worth noting how Ruger has refined the feeding and reliability compared to earlier LCP generations. No longer a compromise choice, this one now stands on its own merits. The shock here isn't its size, it's how useful that size has finally become. Not every carry pistol needs to be featherlight or disappear in your waistband like a coin. Some guns earn their spot by doing the fundamentals so well, they refuse to be ignored, and the H&K VP9SK is one of them. This compact 9mm comes with a 10+1 capacity out of the box, with options to go up to 15 rounds using extended mags. At around 23 ounces unloaded, it's heavier than most in the subcompact class. But the trade-off is undeniable. This thing shoots like a dream. H&K's legendary ergonomics, customizable back straps and side panels, and a trigger that's cleaner than a surgeon's conscience all come together in a platform that feels planted, not punishing. The VP9SK isn't flashy, and it's not the most affordable option either. But when it comes to real-world performance, draw, control, accuracy, it behaves like a bigger gun without demanding more from your holster or belt. And while it doesn't scream innovation, its consistency earns real respect. In training courses, range days, and daily carry, the VP9SK behaves like a pistol with nothing to prove, because it doesn't have to. It's built for shooters who've moved past trends and care more about trust than TikTok. It doesn't show up on flashy top 5 budget guns lists, and that's probably why it surprises people when they try it. It feels like it shouldn't carry this well or shoot this flat, but it does, every single time. For the shooter who prioritizes confidence over trend, the VP9SK earns its place with quiet authority. There's something undeniably cool about a pistol that looks like it was forged for a Bond movie but still fires like it belongs on the range. The Kimber Micro9 pulls that off without flinching. It's chambered in 9mm, carries 7+1 or 8+1 depending on the mag, and weighs just under 16 ounces. In a world overrun by striker-fired plastic, this single-action metal frame pistol brings something different to the table. What surprises people most isn't the elegant frame or the fancy finish options, it's how well it actually runs. The crisp 1911-style trigger breaks clean, the slim grip fits even the smallest hands, and the recoil is totally manageable for such a short barrel. Despite its size, the Micro9 isn't a gun you'll outgrow quickly. It's comfortable enough for extended range sessions, and with practice, you'll find follow-up shots surprisingly fast. It rewards good fundamentals, which makes it an ideal choice for both beginners and experienced carriers who prefer a more traditional manual of arms. This pistol has been called a jewelry gun by some, and sure, it looks good in two-tone or stainless. But it's not just for show. More and more folks are carrying it not just because it's pretty, but because it performs. The Micro 9 proves you don't have to give up personality to get practicality. It may look like it belongs in a glass case, but it's riding in more inside the waistband holsters than ever before, and that's what makes it truly unexpected. Sometimes evolution beats revolution, and the M&P Shield Plus 2.0 is a textbook example. This isn't some dramatic reinvention, it's refinement, focused, deliberate, and genuinely useful. Chambered in 9mm with a capacity of 10+1 or 13+1, this pistol weighs just over 20 ounces and fits where the original Shield used to live, only now with far fewer compromises. The trigger in the 2.0 version feels noticeably crisper. The grip texture locks in without biting, and the slightly widened frame allows for double stack capacity while staying slim enough for daily carry. For many, this pistol hits a sweet spot. It feels like something they've trained with for years but offers the upgrades modern shooters expect. There's nothing flashy here. No optic cut, no radical aesthetics, no viral hype, and that's what makes it stick. It's the kind of pistol that works, quietly, reliably, and without complaint. For law-abiding citizens who carry every day, that matters more than any gimmick ever could. This isn't the gun you show off at the range. It's the one you trust when it's just you, your belt, and whatever the day throws at you. It doesn't need to be exciting. It just needs to work, and this one does exceptionally well. Taurus has spent years fighting its way out of the bargain bin reputation, and with the GX2, it just might have kicked the damn door down. Chambered in 9mm, this compact pistol offers 13+1 capacity, a redesigned flat-face trigger, and an optics-ready slide, yes, on a Taurus, while keeping weight under 20 ounces. The real punch here isn't just the feature set, it's the fact that this thing runs smooth. Reliability has stepped up dramatically. The finish is tougher. The ergonomics feel more intentional. This isn't a cheap gun that gets the job done. It's a legit concealed carry option that competes with names twice the price. What makes the GX2 so surprising is how hard it hits for the money. Budget pistols usually come with compromises, gritty triggers, awkward safeties, or magazines that feel like afterthoughts. Not here. You get front slide serrations, a decent set of sights, and a trigger that actually breaks like it means it. This isn't a pistol that looks fancy in Instagram photos. It's one that earns its place in a real-world EDC rotation by working when it counts. The GX2 may not have the pedigree, but in 2025, it's got the performance. And that's what matters. Even the finish has stepped up. It no longer feels like a tool you'll wear out in 6 months. For budget-conscious carriers or those building a secondary loadout, the GX2 hits that rare mark where value and performance overlap without apology. It's not a placeholder, it's a contender. There's a reason Glock gets accused of being boring, because it works. The 43X MOS takes that legacy and adds a few modern tricks without losing the Glock DNA. Slim frame, 10+1 capacity, just under 19 ounces unloaded, and an MOS cut for optics right out of the box. The size is the real sweet spot. It carries like a single stack but shoots like a double. It's small enough to disappear under a t-shirt, yet it's just big enough to manage recoil and keep your shots honest. Add in a Shield Arms 15-round mag, and you're now carrying compact firepower in a subcompact frame. Glock's trigger won't win awards, but it's predictable. The slide finish is tough. The aftermarket support is endless. You want a red dot? It's ready. You want a light? There's a rail. You want a unicorn Kydex holster? Someone already made 5. There's nothing shocking about the 43X MOS making this list. It was designed for it. But what keeps it here in 2025 is how effortlessly it balances concealability, reliability, and customization. You don't need to love Glocks to respect this one. You just need to shoot it and realize it quietly solved more problems than it created. The Hellcat Pro OSP doesn't try to be subtle. It's the carry gun for people who want just a bit more of everything without stepping into full-size territory. Chambered in 9mm, it delivers 15+1 rounds in a frame that remains under 22 ounces and just over 6.5 inches long. It's optics ready, comes with a full accessory rail, and sports aggressive grip texturing that locks your hand in like Velcro. Springfield didn't just stretch the original Hellcat, they rebalanced it. The slightly longer barrel helps with muzzle control, and the extra height fills the grip better for those with medium to large hands. It draws like a compact but shoots more like a duty gun. especially when paired with a micro red dot. There's nothing gimmicky here. The OSP is practical, deliberate, and tuned for modern carry. It's not flashy, but it feels purpose-built, like someone at Springfield actually listened to shooters before tweaking the design. It's no shock that this model made the list. What's worth noting is just how many people have quietly replaced their older carry guns with it. That says more than any marketing campaign ever could. The Hellcat Pro doesn't make noise. It makes space in holsters that used to hold Glocks. This is where the list takes a sharp turn. The Wilson Combat EDC X9 and X9S are not your everyday carry guns. Until suddenly, they are. These pistols start north of $2,500 and are built like heirlooms, chambered in 9mm with a 10+1 or 15+1 capacity. They come wrapped in match-grade barrels, precision machined slides, and aluminum frames that somehow feel softer than steel but sturdier than polymer. What's shocking isn't the specs. It's the fact that more people are actually carrying them. These guns were once seen as collectibles or competition pieces. Now they're riding IWB in leather rigs, getting scuffed, worn, and trusted. Trigger pulls are sublime. Recoil is flat. The grip module feels like it was sculpted, not manufactured. Everything about this platform whispers quality, but nothing about it says, "Look at me." For the shooter who appreciates mechanical elegance and doesn't mind dropping serious coin on daily security, the X9 delivers without compromise. There's something deeply satisfying about a pistol that performs exactly how it looks. In 2025, more shooters are deciding that if they're going to carry every day, they might as well enjoy every damn trigger press. The X9 isn't just a flex, it's a decision to stop settling. More holster makers now offer dedicated fits for these models, a quiet acknowledgement of their growing role in real-world carry. It's no longer just an enthusiast's fantasy piece. It's a functional, luxurious, and yes, practical option for those who expect their gear to meet them at their level. Staccato didn't build its name on subtlety. These pistols are built for performance, pure, unapologetic performance. But what's wild is how their flagship models, like the CS and C2, have made the leap from competitive circuits and SWAT holsters to inside-the-waistband carry for civilians. Let's talk specs. Chambered in 9mm, the CS offers 15+1, the C2 bumps that up to 16+1. Weight sits around 23 to 25 ounces, and both are optics-ready with crisp, predictable flat-face triggers. They shoot flat, run clean, and cycle like they're reading your thoughts. Here's the twist. These guns cost upward of $2,000. That's a full mortgage payment in some places. And yet, in 2025, they've become one of the most sought-after carry pistols, not just by elite law enforcement units, but by serious concealed carriers who've simply had enough of polymer compromise. Why? Because nothing else feels like this. Recoil is almost non-existent. Control is effortless. And the confidence it inspires after just a few magazines? Hard to describe without swearing. People didn't expect to see Staccatos in CCW rigs, but here they are, carried, beaten up, and trusted. Not everyone can afford one. Not everyone should. But those who do aren't looking back. The CSNC2 don't just perform, they convert. There's always one pistol that shifts the landscape, and in 2025, it's still the SIG Sauer P365X Macro. This pistol didn't just refine the micro-compact class, it detonated it. With a 17+1 capacity in a chassis that weighs just 21.5 ounces and measures only 6.6 inches long. The X Macro does what was once considered impossible: deliver duty-level firepower in a subcompact footprint. This isn't a warmed-over version of the original P365. It's an evolution. It comes optics-ready, includes an integrated compensator for faster follow-up shots, and features a full-length accessory rail. The grip module feels like it was molded to disappear in the hand while still giving you full control. The trigger is predictable and light enough for quick work. The recoil impulse is shockingly tame, and the modular FCU system means you can customize it down to the frame and fire control unit. It's not just popular, it's a platform. Why is it number one? Because it's the rare gun that checks every box without screaming for attention. Everyone from first-time carriers to full-time instructors is running this thing. It's not flashy, not exotic, and definitely not cheap plastic. It just works, And it does so in a way that's reshaping what concealed carry means. In a year full of surprises, the X Macro isn't one of them, but that's because it already won. That wraps up the 10 most wanted concealed carry pistols of 2025. What stands out this year isn't just the firepower or the finishes, it's how much the carry world is evolving. Guns that were once dismissed as too fancy or too budget are now proving themselves where it counts. Inside holsters, on real people, in real scenarios. Now I want to hear from you. Which pistol surprised you the most? Which one do you trust your life with every day? Drop a comment below and let the community know. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.